Wakenya bana, watu wenye wanafanya kazi kwa banki hiyo, watu wanaumia sana.
Watu wa loans, umeshaenda kwa ofisi ya manager ukalia machozi.
Watu ambao wanafanyaga kazi kwa bank, ilikuwa inafika 5 naona wakienda kwa mlango nafikiria ni kwenda wanaenda nyumbani. Kumbe ni kujifungia, mnajifungia ndani mbalance hesabu guys. Si huyu favored daughter ametuchanua. Jamaa mnakapitia.
Wakenya bana, watu wenye wanafanya kazi kwa banki hiyo, watu wanaumia sana. They are suffering in silence. Ebu angalia ndugu yako ama tata yako ama fiancé wako ama mke wako mwenye anafanya kazi kwa bank. Can you pay attention to him or her? That person is totally suffering. Watu wako na issue ya mental health, wako na issue hiyo ya stress hiyo. Hata wengine utaona mtu wako sawa, utaona anaanza kudevelop hiyo ugonjwa ya bipolar hii. Tuangalie ndugu zetu, dada zetu wenye wanafanya kazi kwa mabanki. Iko kitu inaitwa target. Iko inamalisha hii watu. Hiyo mambo ya target iko inatumalizia watu. Si wadanganyi. Kumiti target kila siku target kuuzia Wakenya pesa sio rahisi. Na iko wengine wanauzia Wakenya pesa, inatakana alipe hiyo pesa tena kwa banki huko, tena anaanza kusema mnielewe, sijui nini, anaanza kujikoroka hapa. Basi huyu mtu mmoja anafanya kazi kwa banki, huyu shida inamwangukia. Usione tu watu wako wamekaa kwa banki hapo, wamekaa kwa matela wanafika hiyo pesa kacha. Unafika hapo wewe unamletea milioni 1. Lakini huyo mtu wako kwa shida ile hujawahi ona. Kwa hivyo tuangalie sana, serikali muingilie kati. Muangalie sana watu wenye wanafanya kazi kwa bank. We might lose them. We are losing them in silence. No one is talking on their behalf. Hii ni firimbi mimi nimepika. Mimi ni whistleblower tu. Mimi ni whistleblower. Kwa sababu yani hao watu, najua nimeenda kwa mabanki na nimeona Friday watu walikuwa nayo nyuma hapo, isikuishi hawana. Umepelekea mtu akudepositia akuwekee 30,000 check ya 30,000. Unaona tu body language hiyo mtu unajua this person is suffering. Unaona tu wamevaa hapo, hata ukiangalia tu vizuri they don't look motivated. Wako tu hapo kwa matela sijui nini, lakini they are suffering. Mambo ya target imeleta shida. So tuwaangalie because these are our family members, they are our friends, they are our what, we will lose them as we see. Tuangalie kuuzia Mkenya pesa. Mambo ya pesa hiyo si mchezo hiyo. Unaona mtu amekaa kwa kioo ndani huko nadhania sasa ati huyo sasa ati banka. That person is suffering. Huyo mtu wako kwa shida ya ajabu. Si watangaji. Haya, mimi nimeongea kama Mkenya.
Watu wa loans, umeshaenda kwa ofisi ya manager ukalia machozi. Ama umeshaitumiwa ka email from head office, machozi inakutoka. Nimelia mara mingi. Wacha nikuambie, unalilia kwa ofisi ya mdosi, machozi natoka tu hivi. Alafu I remember at one point mimi na I had 2 DSRs wenye walikuwa chini yangu. Tulikuwa tunalia interns. Mimi naingia kwa choo, wao wanaingia kitchen, tunapatana kwa corridors, kila mtu macho yake inakaa red because of the pressure that we were in. It was bad. Those 2 girls wanaweza sema how far we came. And I thank God they are doing better. I'm doing better too. So it's not easy. Tunaliaga kulia. Unalia ukiwa kazini, unalilia kwa choo, unarudi kuserve customers macho yako ikiwa red. Yeah.
I just saw this comment and had to make this video. I'm half laughing, but I'm half serious as well. Amos Kimanzi says, that's why naonanga bankers na watu wa insurance, mtu ako 35 years only na nywele ishakuwa ya white. I am laughing because one of the reasons why I particularly moved to this hairstyle, because my hair turned white very early. But mine is genetic, but I want to talk a little more about this. I remember a few years ago, and of course this is not a banker that I'm going to tell you about. I remember a few years ago looking and seeing a photo of former President Barack Obama when he was getting into office and he was getting out of office after 8 years. And by the time he was getting out of office, I think he was 44 by the time he was leaving. His hair was fully white. In one of the interviews, he intimated to the fact that the job was so stressful until he turned his hair white. Here is why a banker's life is stressful? First of all, working hours. Now, on paper, an employee is supposed to work 40 hours. That's the standard working time. But in Kenyan banking, and of course, the Red Bank is the one that when I used to be a banker, I was told they are the reason why banking hours were extended. But it is a rumor, I am not sure. Because this video may get 100,000 views and then you hear, oh, Momo is the one who said this is our fault. Allegedly. Banks used to work up to 3 p.m. and they close. These days, most branches close at 4. Even when I was in the bank, I would see the higher ups trying to move hours. There were several branches which were picked to do up to 8 p.m. and things like that. And then it was changed back to 4 p.m. But if you check 8:30, let's count the hours. 9:30, 10:30, 11:30, 12:30, 1:30, 2:30, 3:30. That is 7.5 hours. And then you're entitled to 1 hour of lunch. So you'll work 7.5 hours every day, the time when the bank is open. That's what I'm counting first. And 7.5 times 5, that gives you 38 or 37, 37.5. So you have 2.5 hours left, which is on Saturday, 9:30, 10:30, 11:30, we're already at hour 41, and we close at 12. So those are approximately 42 hours of the bank being opened. But the reason why it is stressful for a banker is that they get to the office latest at 8. Getting to the office latest at 8. They will leave the banking hall earliest at 5 p.m. Why? Because even when the doors close at 4, you still have their customers. Kwanza, I used to have customers who 3:59 is when they get into the banking hall. You'll serve them for a whole hour plus. You have a whole hour, a whole 30 minutes or an hour before, and a whole hour plus after. That's 10 hours in a week. So you're already at 52 hours. And then Saturday, like an hour on, so you have 11 hours on top. So you're working for 53 hours so far. Okay? And then add on to the fact that I'm saying the earliest you can leave is 5 p.m. But if you're a teller, of course, after clients have left by 5, now you need to balance. If you are working in another department and you are a front-facing person, like customer service, for instance, you will have served people the whole day, inquiries, and then now the work of filing, nini, opening of accounts sometimes would happen after. People have gone for an activation, uko inje, and then they now come back with a whole stack of 50 accounts that need to be opened. Who's supposed to open them? Customers, and the customer service manager to approve. Images that need to be updated or uploaded. My friend, you go home 8 p.m., 9 p.m. every single freaking day. That is a life. Until you get to a point where you're showing up at your house and you have no idea what happens in that house. You have no idea. So that's why unasikia nywele ishakuwa ya white. But what is even worse is not just the physical manifestation of stress, it's the mental stress that happens in the office. You will find, especially when you have a manager who does not know how to shield his subordinates. He will be given stress by his boss. He brings that stress to you, thinking that is the work of a branch manager, is to stress his people. Instead of covering your people, taking it in, and then when you come in, you now come with a solution to your people. This is what we need to do. In fact, let me tell you, there is one manager I found, and this is when I used to work out of Nairobi. There was a young branch manager that I found who came into our branch. He would actually go with us specifically to the field and help us in opening those accounts. Not just telling us, this is what the bank has said, these are your targets for accounts. He would actually be there out with us as we are moving from shop to shop looking to open business accounts. He would go and talk to someone, make sure he has closed them, and then call you. Call the salesperson and tell them, get the details of this person, they're opening an account. And then because we had said this day we are going to open 20 accounts, and we are at 19, actually this is what happened on that day. We are at 19 and it's almost 5 p.m. Does he say, you guys look for that one account? No. He doesn't do that. He goes himself and starts looking for that extra account until he found it. And he knows by the time we are going back to the bank, we are going back with the target that we had set. We need 20 accounts. But that is one out of 6 branch managers that I've ever worked under. And so clearly, the truth of the matter is, there are very few those who will take up leadership. Many branch managers are just bosses. They are not leaders. So you find the reason why people are stressed like this, 90% of the time, it is their boss. That's the problem. If you're undergoing such things, one of the things that you can do, one of the things that I would love to help you with is for us to be able to sit down. And I want to hear your story. Why do I want to hear your story? Because we want to see how we can be able to change this story. The amount of stress that you're undergoing can end. And it can end in 2 ways. One is by you being able to create an income, do something that you love outside of work. Or secondly, building a business outside of what you do so that you can have the confidence to be able to tell your boss, I am firing you. Firing your boss is one of the most exciting things that ever happened to me. And now I want to pass it to every single banker I meet. My target is to help 1,000 bankers get a new income, reduce the stress that I have. Right now, we have 2 that I'm mentoring, and I have 998 to go. Are you going to be one of them? This is what you can do. Get into my DM, share your contact with me, and then we can have a discussion, have some coffee, and then we can get to see next steps.